Red Leg Nation, Trevor here, Red Leg Patriot. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Do me a favor, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment. If you watch the other videos, we do have other videos on the channel. If you like those, please also give those a thumbs up. If there's something that you would like to see us make a video about, please post it in the comments or send us a message. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/redlegpatriot, or you can go to our website at redlegpatriot.com. Go all the way to the bottom. There is a box for you to send us an email. We do our best to answer our messages and reply to our comments on our channel as quick and as fast as we can to get you guys the answers and the knowledge that you are trying to seek. So we appreciate you guys watching the video. What I have for you here today is a Century Arms Sporter 308 cal. Before I do any kind of disassembly, because what I'm about to do today is a disassembly and a reassembly video, because there's not many parts and it's pretty quick to disassemble and reassemble this gun. So I'm going to try to knock it all out in one video for you guys. Before I get into that though, safety is always first. Do your safety checks, okay? I have already done my visual and physical inspections, but for the sake of this video and for you guys watching, I'm just going to go ahead and walk through it, okay? As you can see in my safety select, the notch on the safety select is pointing towards the white S, so I know my gun is on safe. There's no magazine inserted, and there's no ammunition in the chamber, so now you and I both know this gun is safe. So I'm going to go ahead and send the bolt home. Now this gun did get a lot of love in its range, so it is very grimy, and does have a lot of stuck moving parts. So I'm going to clean this up, get it lubricated so it functions properly, okay? So on this gun, you do have two takedown pins. Now on this part of the takedown pin, there are notches at the end. Those notches are there to prevent the takedown pin from backing out as the gun cycles and fires and vibrates as you're holding it and shooting it, okay? So these are not the typical takedown pins you'd have on your stereotypical AR at home. Probably going to have to use some kind of soft punch or something that will not mar the finish to get those out. What I'm going to use is this nylon punch. You can get these packs of 3 from Brownells. They're awesome. They don't mar the finish. If you have something with a small bore, small diameter, you can shave it, cut it to whatever you want. They're cheap. Just buy some more and restock yourself, okay? So I'm going to take this, whatever hammer you have, I'm going to lightly tap on these. I am not beating on this. I can already tell that that one was a little tight. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a brass punch, and I'm going to gently put some extra force. There we go. Now they're all out. Put my punch back, put up my hammer. So now we can flip this over, set my block to the side, and I'm going to pull these pins out. See if I could show that to you. There's that little notch I was talking about. I was trying to show you guys. Okay. Set that in my small parts area. Little notch. I do want to make note as you see this, okay? Please make sure you guys have something on your bench or wherever you're working at that you can secure your small parts. I will tell you, hopefully you're not doing this on the carpet of your living room or something. The reason I say that is because there's going to be that one time that you're working on a gun and a spring goes flying. It's going to be like the sock in your dryer and washing machine. It just randomly disappears and you're never going to find it again, okay? So it doesn't need to be this. I got this at a Glock Armor's course. You could be a freaking Tupperware container or a plastic bag. It does not matter. Just have something that you can keep your small parts in. And now that that is done, takedown pins are out. We can go ahead and remove the stock. The stock is connected to this metal part right here. This metal part fits over top of the receiver. Now on the top of the receiver is a recoil rod and spring. That is attached to this metal part and to the stock itself. It is not under spring tension. I just want to make you aware of that when you go to remove the stock, that the recoil spring and rod is going to come with it. But don't freak out, okay? So we're going to go ahead and remove this. And that is as far as you need to go to do just preventative maintenance, okay? 7 P's learned in the Marine Corps. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance, okay? That it directly adheres to preventative maintenance on your guns. Don't forget that. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. So you can disassemble this a little further if you so choose. Stock base plate has 2 screws that once you remove the screws, this comes right off. There is a channel in the top here that leads up to a nut that secures this to the stock. but you don't need to do that. This is as far as I'm going to go just for cleaning, okay? Now set that aside. Now after that, your trigger housing and your grip. Okay, so in order to remove this, if I would try to show it to you this way, you want to grab that grip and turn it that way, okay? So what I'm going to do, you're not Louisville Slugger in this, okay? What you're going to do is grab the grip like so, and just going to do a light, quick jerk in that direction, okay? 1, 2, 3. There you go. And I'm not taking it apart any further than that. There's more than enough space for you to get down in there with the Q-tip or whatever it is that you had to clean that out. That is as far as you need to go, so I'm going to set that aside. Now for the bolt, okay, take your charging handle. Like I said, this charging handle, this gun's kind of grimy, so I'm going to try to ride this so I'm not going to send my bolt out the back. Okay, the bolt doesn't come out all the way, just flip it over and look into the underside of the housing, just push it out. Okay, now I will get to the disassembly of this in just 1 second, but there you go, we'll set that aside just for now. Now for the handguard. The handguard has a screw right here. We're just going to remove that. And then eventually put in our small parts area. Now this is the only thing that is securing the handguard onto the gun. Outside of, in the back of the handguard is a lip that is part of the handguard itself that fits into an insert in the receiver. Okay. Now also pay attention to the screw. When you take this screw off, there is a washer that goes with it. What I like to do, what I recommend to people who watch my channel, if there's a washer or something that goes along with the screw, just when you remove it, just put it on the screw and set it aside. Okay. Now for the handguard right here, there's this little metal plate that fits over the handguard. Push this down and then pull forward so you don't mess up the lip on the back of this handguard. So down and forward, kind of came off on its own, but that's what I'm talking about. There's that lip that fits in the insert in this receiver, okay? And set that aside. Now the other thing, that's as far as I'm going to take it apart, as far as you need to take it apart. Now right here, there is a little storage area. If you wanted to put oil or some kind of cleaner rod or something, this screw, you can remove that screw, and this little cap right here just wiggles out, okay? So I'm not going to do that, but I just want to make note of it. If you're looking at it like, well, why didn't he take that out? Well, that's what that is. So now that this is done, I'm going to go ahead back to the bolt, okay? Now pay attention to the bolt. There is a gap in between the carrier and the bolt itself, all right? Pay attention to these metal drums. These are locking drums, how they retract back into the bolt itself, okay? I want to point that out because what I'm about to do is you're about to push this bolt back. Now they don't retract back into the bolt, okay? Now once you push that back, you're going to turn it towards you. You are now unlocking it, okay? There you go, that's it, set it aside. Now this you also have to turn. It'll pop out. It's not going to fly out, but it'll pop out, okay? Set it aside. Now you can take out your firing pin and spring. There you go. That is the full disassembly of this gun, okay? And now I'm going to roll right into the reassembly. Put your firing pin spring back in your firing pin, okay? If you look at the front face of this carrier, okay, there it almost looks like a snowman or an 8. So you have the bore for your firing pin and your firing pin spring, and then you have what looks like another semicircle right on top of that. Insert your firing pin and spring. You see on this portion, on this part of the BCG, if you will, on your carrier bolt group, there's a little notch right there, okay? That notch fits into that top semicircle. Install this directly over the firing pin, line it up, I'm going to push it in and turn it. This is pretty obvious what direction this goes in, okay? Just install it directly over and make sure it's flush, and you're just going to turn it. Now this can be a little hard, okay? I don't think I can lock this all the way, so I'm going to use a set of soft face pliers, soft face grips, and I'm actually going to grab this and lock it, turn it. There we go. Now, like I said before, we need that gap in between the carrier and the bolt, okay? These little locking drums have about, I'd say 40 to 50, if I'm not mistaken, 40 to 50 pounds of spring tension on there, okay? The manual for this, for Century Arms, says to pull this forward. I'm not He-Man, I can't do that. What I'm going to do is take a pair of soft face pliers, and I'm actually going to squeeze these drums. As the drums get squeezed, it pushes the bolt forward. It's not going to come out, it's already locked in there, but it's going to push it forward. So if you try to install this the way it is right now, the drums are going to prevent you from inserting this into the receiver. So you squeezed it, there's that gap. Now just pull on the bolt, make sure it's all the way forward. It's not going to come out, it's locked in there, okay? Just want to make sure that it's all the way forward. Notice how the locking drums are now able to retract back into the bolt. Now, at this point, now you'll be able to reinsert this back into the receiver. Once it's in there, charging handle forward, you're going to hear a click. There you go. Now you can take your trigger housing, your grip, okay? Pay attention to this. This part right here has to sit on top of your carrier, okay? There's also this ledge right here. This ledge sits underneath of this little lip. So you just got to be patient, play around with it, okay? Now once you have it all lined up, push down and forward. What you're wanting to do is to make sure that the bore for your takedown pins is not being blocked, okay? Push it all the way forward. Now we can take our stock with the recoil rod and spring and reinstall this. Just be gentle with it, just work with it. There we go. And again, like I said before with the trigger housing and the grip, keep pushing all the way forward until you can look down to the bores of your takedown pinholes and make sure that there is nothing that will prevent you from reinstalling your takedown pins, okay? Now, you can reinstall your takedown pins. That one is not fully seated. That one will allow me to fully seat it. So there's, just to double check, yeah, there's nothing blocking it. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little nylon punch, just a little more pressure. Now it is fully seated. Now we can move on to our handguard. Again, the lip at the back of the handguard. This, when you reinstall this, okay, when you reassemble this, this has to go first. Lip in the back of the handguard goes into the insert and the receiver. Make sure it's fully all the way back, and then you can pop the front on, okay? Now I can take my screw with my washer and reinstall my screw and washer. Like I said, guys, there's really not a lot of parts. There are not a lot of parts to this gun. It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. Because right there, I'm not going to install the sling because I still have to disassemble this again to clean it up. But that is the disassembly and reassembly of this gun. Okay, obviously, you would do your function check, make sure that it is functioning properly. But again, like I said, I have to disassemble this now to clean it. I hope you guys learned something. If you liked the video, please put a comment and like the video itself. If there's something, again, that you would like more knowledge on, or if you have a question on, or like I said in the beginning, if there's something you want us to see us make a video of, please send us a message or make a comment of it. I hope you guys learned something. You guys be safe, and always remember, guys, that a clean gun is a happy gun. We'll catch you all in the next one.